ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। We have been in the 6th chapter dealing with the topic of preparation for meditation, and the preparation is of two types. One is what is called Bahiranga Sadhana, which is basically Karma Yoga as it applies to many situations. Emotional maturity is another way to look at that. And the other one is Antaranga Sadhana, inward practices, that is going to start from verse 10 onwards. So that is what we have been looking at. And what have we seen? We have seen two kinds of Bahiranga sadhana, and what are they? The first one is the importance of having a samatva buddhi, a balanced mind in the day-to-day operations, day-to-day vyavahara. And then, because you see, it is connected to the meditation. How? Because if I have a drama-filled life in the waking state, then when I sit down for meditation, that drama is going to be on, what is that, on a loop, on a constant replay in the mind, leaving the mind unavailable for meditation. So therefore, this samatvam, which is talked about, we follow Karma Yoga, and then which was mentioned in chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, everywhere. And so this outer disciplines or the sadharana sadhana, the general things are highlighted following Karma Yoga, because Karma Yoga gives a relative peace of mind from where it is easy to go to a contemplative meditative state. Then the second sadhana we talked about at length in the last class was the issue of self-confidence and victimization, feeling victimized. So we saw how everybody's starting point in Vedanta is what? Everybody's starting point in Vedanta is, I don't feel very confident of myself. I don't have self-confidence. I don't trust myself. I don't love myself, and I feel victimized all the time. And I myself think of myself as a victim. I can't do this. And so there is self-diffidence, lack of self-confidence, and also there is, what is that word? There is this feeling of self-sabotage, victimization, self-critique, self-loath, self-hatred, all of them are in the picture. So what to do now? So therefore, the sadhana is to cultivate self-love. The cultivation of self-love is extremely important for Atma-Jnana. How are you going to understand that everything is love when there is not even a little bit of love directed towards yourself? That is the question that the Bhagavad Gita asks. And so the cultivation of self-love through various practices is important. And the other thing we saw along with self-love and self-confidence is the issue of giving up things. Giving up is not through repression. Giving up is more of a dropping off through the mechanism called fulfillment, through an inner disposition called fulfillment. When there is fulfillment centered on the I, the objects, drop away. As we saw in the second chapter, Vishayaha vinivartante. Vishayaha vinivartante. Niraharasya dehinah vishayaha vinivartante. So if I have trained myself from childhood, or I have been trained by the primary caregivers to not want anything, that's not a big deal. That's not a big sadhana. In fact, that is dangerous, because that means that there are lots of wants lurking in the area of what is that called, in the subconscious. And participating in all the activities that make one happy, that give one self love, that make one feel as though they are plugged into the universe, rather than sitting somewhere on a mountain and by oneself. This is what we encourage in children. And Vedanta, there is always a paradox. So what do good parents do? The child says, "Oh, there is a competition. I don't think I can win, Mom. I don't think I can win, Dad. It is very competitive, and there is too much going on, and too many people are participating." And then what does the mother says? Of course you have a chance. Doesn't matter if you don't win or win. Don't think about the outcome. Just participate. The parents encourage the child to participate in award ceremonies, conferences, and debates and other extracurricular activities in school and college. Why? Because it's important to have a relative sense of self-esteem. I should know that I matter. And only after that I'll say nothing matters except Atma. That is how Vedanta is. You acquire only to let go. You know, you know yourself as great only to tell yourself there is nothing greater than Atma. Like this. But first you should have it to give it up. So we have been seeing that kind of a sadhana also. And so here we talk of four kinds of graces, four kinds of anugraha or kripa. One is Shastra Anugraha, Shastra Kripa. Kripa means compassion, and Anugraha means blessing. So there are four kinds of blessings. One is Shastra Kripa. The Shastra must be, that the Shastra is being able to be understood by me itself is a Kripa. I'm understanding the Shastra, that is well and good, that's wonderful. This is Shastra Kripa. Because of the blessings, the Shastra has blessed me to understand it. This is Shastra Kripa. Then we have Guru Kripa. The Guru has taken me on as a disciple because of great compassion, not because he or she needs more Shishyas. Guru Kripa. Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, and then Deva Kripa. Bhagavan's blessings in order for me to get the Guru and Shastra are complete. That is why I have Guru, that is why I have Shastra. And like I said in the last class, even if Lord Brahmaji comes and teaches, if the mind is not prepared, then the knowledge does not come. And here the preparation of the mind means what? The preparation of the mind means being in a place of a receiver. The teacher is a transmitter, and so the student has to be a receiver. The transmitter will transmit, but if the receiver does not pick it up, then that knowledge is as good as wasted. And so here, the last kind of grace is talked about, Atma Kripa or Atma Anugraha. Atma Anugraha means the permission that one gives, one blesses oneself to follow this life, to gain this knowledge, to gain this the wisdom of the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, one blesses oneself. And this is what is called Atma Kripa. So if all the three are there and Atma Kripa is missing, then the knowledge doesn't take place. If Atma Kripa is there, all the three are missing, the other three are missing, then those other three one gains in time. So that is the idea. So we have been doing this, and then the third Bahiranga sadhana we saw is self-effort. Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. To not be victim oriented, to not be fatalistic and not be resigned, to have to have the understanding that I am deserving of this knowledge. Because I have a human mind, I have a human body, I have been doing this inquiry, and therefore I am definitely gifted and fit for this knowledge. I can accomplish this knowledge. If I can be living in samsara, I mean, think about it. You can tell yourself this. If I have been living in this horrible samsara for so many years and have managed to live like this, then definitely I can get moksha. Yeah, because living in samsara is much harder than living freely. So, like this, this is the Bahiranga sadhana. The Bahiranga sadhana also talked about the body mind sense complex as a coordinated, integrated entity. The body mind sense complex is a coordinated, integrated, splittable entity. And so, what about why is this important? Because this is, as I told you earlier, that the word yukta will be unfolded in the 6th chapter. So, here we are at the beginning of the definition of the yukta. Yukta means the one who is together, integrated. It's arjavam is there. Riju bhava. Arjavam means what one thinks, one says, what one says, one does. It's not that you tell somebody, I'm going to give you 50,000 rupees tomorrow. Big sum of money, I'm going to give you 50,000 when? Tomorrow. And then tomorrow of course never comes, and then the person backs out. Not nice. So to hear, the arjavam means the thought, deed and intention, thought and deed. So what I think, I say, and speech also are all aligned. This is the yukta, where speech, thought, and action are aligned. And when they are aligned, then all the body, mind, sense complex is working in a concerted way to give me the knowledge. And so but usually what happens? The buddhi makes the decision. Yes, I think I'm going to pursue Bhagavad Gita. The mind has other ideas. The mind has other ideas. Oh, I'll get the recording later. No, you won't. You know that and I know that too. And I'll listen to it some other time. No, you won't. So, but these are the stories that we tell ourselves. I'll get it later. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll see what to do later. All these things. All this is not done at all. And then so here the self-mastery is when everything in my body, the intellect, the mind, the speech and the action, all of them cooperate. This is yukta. The one in whom all these cooperate is called yukta. And then so therefore the self-mastery and then spiritual growth, all these things when they are there, then then one gets the knowledge. And then we saw did we see the 7th verse? I don't remember. Let me just pull up that. The 7th verse we have yet to see. Okay, so in the 7th verse, which we are about to enter, what happens? The Lord says that equipped with this kind of a karma yoga, the person is totally stress-free. Free of stress, free of pain, free of sorrow, and inward bound. Such a person is called prashantaha, tranquil. And then for such a person, Paramatma Samahitaha, in that person the Paramatma abides. As that person, the Paramatma abides. So equipped with all these forms of Bahiranga Sadhana, one can connect to Bhagavan very, very easily. One can connect to Bhagavan very, very easily. Much more effort you have to put to what is that? Go to Kedarnath, and in Kedarnath there will be so many, so many steps you have to take, so much height. The oxygen is rare, difficult to breathe, all these things. But the yogi sits in his or her own house and then recognizes Ishvara as oneself, within oneself, and so there is no other desire for loka, etc., etc. This is the seventh verse, and so now we shall see this more in detail. जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः. One more time. जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः. जितात्मनः, जितम् atma yena. The atma has been conquered by whom? So atma here is not Satchidananda Atma we have seen. It is the body, mind, sense complex and its various responses to situations has been mastered by who? For them, what? Paramatma samahitah. Paramatma gives darshan in the heart. They are no different from the Paramatma that they are seeking. Who? Jitatma. Nice pun over there. Jitatma, Paramatma. And usually people say Jivatma and Paramatma, but Bhagavad Gita and neither the Upanishads uses that expression. It is probably a later interpolation. So Jitatmanaha Prashantasya, for the one who is tranquil, cheerful. Why? Because all these sadhanas have taken fruit, have yielded the fruit. Jitatmanaha Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitah, for that person. For the tranquil person who has a say over the ways of the body, mind, sense complex, Paramatma is not far away. The recognition of Paramatma in the heart is going to happen very soon. And who is this person? This person is Shitoshna Sukhadukkeshu, confronted by the pair of opposites, heat and cold, happiness and sorrow. That encompasses all the opposites because heat and cold, external, sukha and dukkha, internal. And tatha, in the same manner, mana apamanayoho. Mana, recognition, honor. Apamana, dishonor. So, jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitah shitoshna sukhadukkeshu tatha mana apamanayoho. So, for one who is a yukta, who has managed the body, mind, sense complex well, that person is a tranquil person, and Bhagavan has already been reached. And to such a person, for the Jitatma, the Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apamana, all these pairs of opposites are totally, fully gone. Because they don't see the opposites. Right now it's hot, yes. It is the summer, it is hot, what else can you expect? And then later on it will be raining because it is monsoon. And then after that what? It will be autumn, it will cool down slightly, then it will be winter. So you can't just, the seasons come and seasons go. You can't just keep on railing each time it rains. You can't do that. And so for the person who has conquered the mind and conquered the mind in the sense of won over the body mind sense complex, won over the temptations of the body mind sense complex, for such a person there is the equanimity with regard to what? The pair of opposites. There is equanimity. And then the next one. Let us look at the next one. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma. कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः कूटस्थो विजितेन्द्रियः युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी युक्त इत्युच्यते योगी समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः. Remove this R over here, it doesn't belong. It's not loshtrashta ashma kanchana, sama loshtashma kanchana. So, jnana vijnana triptatma. And we have seen in the third chapter, jnana vijnana nashanam. So the word jnana and vijnana coming together, that means there must be a different meaning needing to be given, because jnana and vijnana there is not much difference, it's the same, but when they are used together we have to supply the meaning according to Adi Shankara, according to the Shastra. So jnana vijnanabhyam triptatma. Triptatma means the one who is the incarnation of contentment, whose mind is fully contented, whose body, mind, sense complex is fully contented. What? Through knowledge. Jnana vijnanabhyam. Jnanena we could have said. But because this vijnana comes, we have to see what is it here and why it comes. So, jnana we know, atma jnana, what other kind is there. Then vijnana means well ascertained knowledge that is free of error. I know Brahman, but I think it's an object. That's an obvious error. Free of error, free of doubt, and free of vagueness. This is vijnana. So then, when this jnana accompanied by vijnana are there in the person's heart, who does that person becomes? An incarnation of contentment, triptatma. Why? Because this knowledge that is error free, doubt free, and vagueness free gives this person contentment. Because of the knowledge, the person is contented. That is what we have to understand. The person is totally contented because of this knowledge, and so therefore jnana vijnana triptatma. Contented, nothing more to seek. I know who I am and I know the Jagat. The Jagat is a manifestation of Ishvara. It will do whatever it is supposed to do and let it do whatever it's supposed to do. I am free of everything. So this Triptatma, the contented person, is what? Kutastha. Kutastha. So there is two meanings for the word Kutastha. One meaning, Kutavat tishtati iti Kutastha. Kutavat. Kuta means anvil. How to explain anvil? Nobody knows. Very few people know what an anvil is. But if you know India, if you have been to India and you have looked around a little bit in the marketplaces and all, you see that there are places to get your shoe repaired. There are certain places to get the shoe repaired. And the person, the cobbler who is sitting there, is sitting in front of a funny looking iron instrument with various protrusions for the heel, for the toe. So if supposing the toe is torn off and he has to put some stitches, he will hang it where that toe is supposed to come out. Various sizes will be there. So he'll find the correct size, hang the shoe, and thereby making it easy for him to stitch. Or he may use it on another plane also on the same anvil to hit some nails and secure that repair. So this is called anvil. So when you put the shoe on the anvil and hit it, what moves? The shoe moves, natu anvil. Anvil should not move. Anvil cannot move. Shoe can move. Shoe must move. And so too, the person here, the person of knowledge, is compared to an anvil. An anvil, why? Because kutastha, of the nature of Brahman, which does not act, which does not move. This is the first meaning. The second meaning of the word kutastha is very intriguing. It comes from the alternative meaning of kuta. Kuta means Maya. Why? Kutilayam gatau. Because she goes in a very curved way. Very, very curved way she goes. She doesn't go in a linear, straight way. Why? Because some people she has to fool because of their karma. Some people she uses the veiling power and gives them avarna, and then she projects this a whole universe which shines as though it is real while it is not. So she does a lot of magic, and this magician, the one who walks this way, this way, this way, never in a straight line, is called Kuta. So the one here, the second meaning of the word Kuta is Kute Tishtati. The first one is what? Kuta Vat Tishtati. Like an anvil, he sits, she sits. Here, Kute Tishtati. Stays in the middle of the Maya with all the powers of the Maya and everything stays right there in the middle and is untouched. Padmapatram ivambhasa, like even the water lily or the lotus flower which repels water from its petals. So just like that, the person is completely sitting in the most trying of circumstances without coming to any harm. Kutavat tishtati and kute tishtati. Kutilayam gatau tishtati. Lives in this non-linear, sometimes back, sometimes forward motion of samsara without getting afflicted. Because what choice is there? You can't get up and move. Where will you move? Wherever you go, you will bring yourself. And if there is, if the self, this kind of a self is there, it will always be complaining. And so therefore, for first meaning, Kutavat tishtati, and the second meaning, Kute tishtati. And who is this person? Vijitendriya. Vijitani indriyani yena. By whom the indriyas, meaning what? What are indriyas? Sense organs have been mastered. And then, how do we know? So then, what happens? What is this person called? Yuktaha. This is the 6-8 is the first definition of the word yukta. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, Kutastaha, and Vijitendriyaha. Vijitendriyaha, the one of disciplined mind, disciplined sense organs. And then that person is called Yuktaha. Yuktaha iti uchyate. Yuktaha iti uchyate. Yogi. So such a person is called Yuktaha, the one who is together and the one who is a yogi. And who is that? Another long compound, Samaloshta Kanchanaha. So the one who is, for whom the Loshta, a clod of earth, Ashma, stone, and then Kanchanaha. Kanchanaha means money, gold. It's all one and the same. We saw this similar thing earlier. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Kecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Same thing we saw. Samadarshinaha Panditaha. These Pandits are what? They have sameness, equanimity. And what kind of equanimity they have? They are the same towards auspicious things like Brahmana, cow, horse, not horse, elephant, etc. And towards inauspicious things like dogs and eater of the like the eater of the dog. Shuni means the dog, not a nice first world dog, all fluffy and nicely bathed. We are talking of a dog on the street over which you can have pity and you can give it some food, but you can't hug it and bring it home. It has all kinds of problems, all kinds of skin afflictions and afflictions everywhere else. And so therefore, these kinds of, with regard to tasteful things and universally distasteful things, what happens? There is equanimity. We saw this earlier, and the same idea is represented in the last two lines of this. So, yuktaha iti uchyate, yogi iti uchyate, this person is yukta, together as a person, emotionally matured, spiritually grown. And who is this person? Samaloftashma Kanchana. Ashma, a stone. Kanchana, gold. And Loshta, a clod of earth. And it is given in a certain order. Clod of earth is useless and it doesn't cost money. Stone, if you get from the quarry, yes, you have to pay. It is used in construction, etc. And Kanchana is that which you use to buy the stones. So therefore, Kanchana means money, gold, because at that time gold was in transaction, and so therefore this is the yogi. The yogi is Triptatma, is contented and has a say over the sense organs, and then is a yukta. Samaloštashma Kanchana. And you see, even in our, for marriage rites and in Upanayana, in the sacred thread ceremony, the child is asked to step on a stone. Iman Ashmanam, Atishtha Imam Ashmanam. And then the same ritual is done when a young bride is getting married. So during the marriage ceremony, the bride is asked to step on a small stone, and the same mantra is repeated. Atishtha, stand on the stone. Why? May your head, the second line says, may your head be like the stone. Meaning that let any challenges come, may you be able to face it with coolness of the stone and with the denseness of the stone. The stone represents the hardness and the stone represents challenges. And then you hit the stone with the stone. Why? Because you are asking for the blessing of your head to be like a stone so that you can tackle whatever problems come. So, Loshta, and then Kanchana, gold. So the gold is there, and then what happens to the gold? It is very costly, and so the gold, one may say, I want gold, I want to keep gold, I want to hold gold. Not this yogi. Not the yogi here getting ready for meditation. Not at all. So this yogi is for him or her, the same thing is the same attitude towards a clod of earth and towards some gold. Same thing. Continue. Sudrin mitraryudasina madhyasthatveshya bandhushu सुहृन्मित्रार्युदासीन मध्यस्थद्वेष्य बन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. In the ninth verse, we come across the wisdom that this yogis, the jnani, the yogi, or even the karma yogi, whichever one you want to take the word yogi as, it can be taken as jnani or karma yogi, the one who has mastered a certain kind of a sameness of attitude with regard to what? The eighth verse talked about inert things. Sameness with regard to the this, what is that called? Stone and pebbles and gold, etc. Sameness of attitude. Here, the same. This was with regard to inert things, and now the sameness of attitude is extended to what is that called? Sentient things as well. Sentient things also, the same attitude of sameness is there. Samabuddhi is there not only with regard to Loshtashma Kanchana, but also to people in the universe. I extend that sameness of attitude. I don't have favorites. This one is the best, and that one I want, and this one should go here, that one should come back. All this is not there. There is no raga dveshas, and all this is not there. And so therefore this is the person, how the person is with other people. What kind of people? Suhrit. We saw the definition of Suhrit, a well-wisher who jumps to help without any regard for self-interest and something to come back. Mitra. Mitra means friend. Friend will also help, but only his or her other friends, not everybody. Suhrit will help everybody. Friend will help other friends. Then Ari. Where is Ari? It is hidden here. Ari. Mityari. Mrityaryudasina. Ari plus Udasina. Aryudasina. So the Ari is hidden, invisible. So Ari means what? Ari means enemy. So with regard to the well-wisher, with regard to the friend, with regard to the enemy, Udasina, with regard to anybody who is neutral to it. And then Madhyastha. Madhyastha means with regard to somebody who has come to help, how in the form of a mediator, who has come to help in the form of a mediator. That one is called Madhyastha, mediator. Then Dveshya. Dveshya means the object of the person who is not very well loved. Dveshya. Now, or has been has been a pain on the side. So maybe Dvesha is a very strong word, but somebody who is distasteful, who is not very who is not very much what's that, predictable. That is the thing, dveshya, meaning suddenly the person has different emotions, and suddenly the person has other kinds of emotions. So this is the person that is called dveshya. Then bandhu. Bandhu means relatives. So many relatives, cousins, brothers, sisters, mother, father, and so many other relatives. All of them are called bandhus, in-laws, all of them. So with regard to all of them, and with regard to the sadhushu api, with regard to the sadhus who are doing good all the time. I told you one time the definition of the sadhu. What was that? The one who is the parakaryan sadhnoti, the one who is really, whose goal in life is to work for others, to help others. So, sadhushu apicha papeshu. On the other side of the coin of the word sadhu is who? Papa, papi, the one who has committed a lot of papa. With regard to everybody, I have Samabuddhi. With regard to everybody, I have Samabuddhi. If you go to, let's say, you go to prison to help teach some people some dharma, etc., etc. And sometimes, even in our own sampradaya, we have done some prison work, and then we have all done sadhus. So, sadhus who go to the prison, if they were to say, "Oh, I don't like to talk to the prisoners," no, say, you understand that the person who is behind the bars in the prison had some moment of weakness, had some samskaras that you were lucky enough not to have. That understanding is there. And so sadhushu api chapapeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. This is just a beautiful verse. Just like that other one, these two to go together, just like that other one, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, we saw that in chapter 5. And so here also with regard to all the inert things in the universe, Samabuddhi, and with regard to the sentient things in the universe also, Samabuddhi Vishishyate. This kind of Samabuddhi only excels. And then it says, for gaining chitta naishchalyam, may such a yogi commanding equanimity, commanding a mind with what is that? A mind that is free of ragadveshas, commanding the buddhi and the senses. May this person engage the body and mind in meditation. In meditation. And this is what the 10th verse is going to say. Yogi yunjita satatam. Yogi yunjita satatam. Atmanam rahasi sthitaha. Atmanam rahasi sthitaha. Ekaki yata chittatma. एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरः परिग्रहः निराशीरः परिग्रहः योगी युञ्जीत. May the yogi join. May the yogi join satatam, when? All the time. Satatam means all the time. May the yogi join all the time. What? Atmanam. May the job. And Atma here, what did we see? The meaning? Body, mind, sense complex. Not Satchidananda. Satchidananda Atma, the last time we checked, does not wish to meditate, need not meditate. Cannot meditate because it cannot act. So Atma here is the body, mind, sense complex. Yunjita. Yunjita means join. Join with what? Ishvara, of course. Yogi satatam yunjita. What yunjita? Atmanam yunjita. Rahasi ekaki sthitaha. Where? Because the person is living or sitting in a secluded place. Ekaki. Rahasi, secret place. If you announce to all your friends, I'm going to be meditating on the bench near the Ganga, right outside or inside the ashram gates. If you tell everybody, then everybody will come. You become a specimen. Oh, how are you meditating? Oh, you're not meditating at all. People will start talking. No. What meditation? Look at him. Look at her. One eye is open and wondering who is going, who is coming, and the other one is closed. And then they are responding to friends and other people talking to them. They are not meditating. And where is the mantra? What is this? We don't hear everything like this. Everybody will come and you will truly be disturbed. So when you want to meditate, you don't even tell people you are going to meditate. Rahasi sthitaha. You go to a secret place that nobody knows, which is what? Ekaki, in solitude. And even though in the Buddhist tradition, there is a lot of meditation done together because it emphasizes meditation. Even in our tradition, we meditate together. But that is where we learn how to meditate. But the meditation itself is carried out where? Meditation itself is carried out in the in solitude. You can't say, let's have the same meditating experience. Let us have that same experience. You can't say that at all. Let us just have that same experience. We'll meditate together. That is not very, because what will happen if we say that? You know what will happen? What will happen is that one will be totally concerned about what kind of meditation the other person is having. Is the other person distracted? Is the other person having a good time? Is the other person bored? So therefore, what if I'm focusing on the other person? I'm not focusing on Ishvara, which is the point of meditation, as we saw yesterday, to unite the body, mind, sense complex in contemplation, and the object of the activity is Ishvara. So I'm not doing that. I'm meditating on the other person. The other person becomes an object of meditation, of my meditation, and I become the object of the other person's meditation. And here, neither has a good meditation. And so, therefore, ekaki. Ekaki means in solitude, and go to a secret place which is not frequented by many people, because only then you will be able to concentrate properly. So yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitah ekaki, in solitudinally, and then secluded, rahasi, and then ekaki yata chittatma, the one whose mind is managed. Yata chittatma, the mind is disciplined. The yogi of disciplined mind, may the yogis go and meditate. And the yogi is lauded here. And what the yogi is qualified by many words. And what is that? Yata chittatma and nirashihi and aparigraha. These two words kind of go together. In the 5th chapter also, we saw a verse. What was that verse? Nirashihi yatachittatma tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti na kilvisham. Kurvan na apnoti kilvisham. So this is the tyakta sarva parigraha. And I think it was the 20th verse or something in the 5th chapter. So nirashihi. Nirashihi means not depressed. Nirash, we say in Hindi, nirash means depressed, hopeless. No. Nirashihi means without having a desire for a particular outcome of any action in the heart. That person is free, who is free of wanting a particular outcome, is called nirashihi. Nirashihi aparigraha. Aparigraha means the one who is not a holder. Aparigraha, the one who does not hold on to things. One who does not hold on to what is more than necessary. One who does not crave for things belonging to other people. One who has no longing when they go by shops, when they go next, in front of a shop, whether it's a food shop or a cloth shop or a kitchen shop, any kind of shop. You don't feel like buying up everything. And so, aparigraha. And also no longing with regard to even the things they own, they don't have, they are free of possessiveness. May the yogi who is doing all this sit in, now what are we doing? Antaranga sadhana. From verse number 10, we are shifting from bahiranga sadhana to what is called antaranga sadhana, inward practice. And so Lord Krishna will give us instructions on meditation, starting with the next verse. This is a beautiful verse of the yogi. This is may the yogi sit in contemplation. And what kind of a yogi? The yogi that is free of longing. Because if the yogi has a lot of longing, then those longing only will come in the meditation. Grudges will come in meditation. Fears will come in meditation. Insecurity will come out in meditation. And so, therefore, this is what one has to do. So, the person is constantly engaging the mind in meditation, constantly meditating. And so the Bahiranga sadhana, as I said, it's we have come to Antaranga sadhana, but again in verses 16 and 17, we will go back to Bahiranga sadhana, as I mentioned in the introduction. And so now we are into Antaranga sadhana. And so there are these for gaining peace of mind. And the Antaranga sadhana consists of, first, who is the meditator. We saw that it is the yogi who is a relatively cheerful, self-fulfilled person. Then there are certain things in meditation that we have to be mindful of. What is that? The place. The place of meditation should be secluded. It should not be disturbed. It should not be, there should not be wild animals like dogs and all kinds of things. It should not be a place where too many people frequent. Like if I sit in the middle of the road, what will happen? Everybody will be honking the horns and they will be talking. Something or the other will be there. So try to be alone. Joint meditation is not what is that, joint meditation is not recommended for the reasons I said earlier. And then it's just like when children have study sessions together, they don't study at all. And so then you meditate alone. And then what else? Then the place should be clean. It should be associated with something sacred. Either it's a natural place with a water body or near the mountains or something like that, and then, or it should be a temple or something like that. It should not be, it should be sacred. It should be near a temple, because otherwise, if it's near a restaurant, what meditation can take place? Nothing. No meditation can take place sitting near a restaurant. And so, therefore, you create an atmosphere, you light a lamp, you make the place spiritually clean, physically clean, secluded, and then what? Kalaha. The time of meditation is important. What is that? Generally early morning, because it has the advantage of the worries of the day not crowding the mind. The worries have not yet started. I have just woken up, and so it is considered Brahma Muhurtam, and the mind is sattvic because it has had some rest, and so this is the idea. And then, with regard to duration also, it depends. It depends on what is there, in the mind and how much the focus is. Quality is more important than quantity. But if you have to stick to a quantity, we say 48 minutes to get Japa Siddhi. 48 minutes at a time if you are able to sit. Then 48 minutes is a mandala, and that gives what is called, if you are able to master that, it's called Japa Siddhi. Then the third thing, so Desha Kala we saw, and then what else is there? How to sit, where to sit. You should not sit too much below, or you should not sit on a small stool precariously balanced, because if you doze off, then it will be hazardous to health. Neither should you sit, deep in a pit, because there might be scorpions and other creepy crawlies. And so that this is the idea. And then the asana should be of 2-3 layers: deer skin, darbha, grass, and a piece of cloth. All this they will talk about now. And then so the asanam is something which is, which should be neither too hard nor too soft, and And if you are meditating in a group, have your own asana. Don't share the asana, because the energetics of the other person's meditation may disturb you, and vice versa. So that is the idea. Then, of course, we come to the posture of the body itself, and then we have talked about this before. And then the head, neck, and back are in a single straight line. The body is relaxed, and everything, and the prana and apana are what? Are of equal length, are made to be of equal length. And so this is the, we already saw that. Sparshan kritva bahir bhakyan, then pranapano samau kritva nasabhyantara charina. Then what is there? Then after that, sensory restraint. We don't really, let all the noises and everything enter. You sit, so restraint here means the sensory discipline. You withdraw the sense organs mentally to yourself, and you turn the mind inward. And definitely here the back of the sense organs, which are led by the eyes. The eyes are right in front, the others are all here, there, everywhere. And so the eyes are the ones, and so therefore the eyes are closed. The eyes are the upalakshana for other sense organs, and so when the eyes are closed, you can't really close the ears. It does not have flaps like elephant. So then what do? You mentally close the ears. You disregard what comes. You don't keep going after it. And if you have any good experiences, na swadayet rasam tatra nissango prajnaya bhavet, is the advice given by the Gaudapadacharya. And so then, so the eyes are closed, and but the problem with the eyes is, if they are open, I am distracted. If they are closed, what happens? Everybody knows what happens when you close your eyes in meditation. What comes? Sleep comes. Sleep comes instead of meditation. So it's a little bit of a problem. That has to be taken care of by practice. And then after that, indriya samyama, and then what else? And then mano nigraha. Mano nigraha, the mind, withdrawing the mind from all kinds of thoughts, watching the mind, and allowing allowing all the thoughts to just come and go without attaching to the thoughts. That is the step. And then finally, the conviction regarding the decision to meditate. And I am going to sit here for 48 minutes. That decision is called nishchaya. And that is the final step of the meditation. And then we can just look at the verses today, and then we can unfold them in the next class. So there are 7-8 things that are given here, which we can look at from verse 11 and 12. All that is given. शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरं तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये योगमात्मविशुद्धये ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Thank you.